Welcome everyone to today's Friday. No, it's not Friday. What day is today? Pop-up Q&A. We're doing Q&A today. So welcome everyone. And if you have a question, be sure to type it in the chat bar for Instagram and Facebook, and we'll check and see what you want to know about today. We just got done doing our class today in our mentoring program on power. Super powerful, as we're talking about all the ways that power can show up, and the feminine power, masculine versus feminine power, both very different energies but very powerful. Also that 1% energy, so how those are all different. Hey Jan, it's great to have you here. So yes, you're right, it's Tuesday. I'm lost in time and space. So, what do you guys want to know about today? There's lots going on. We're starting to get some clearer air here. I'm broadcasting from Sonoma, California. So we are been dealing with a lot of the fires here, which are almost out. So that's very good news. So a lot of people have been displaced by that and slowly getting back into their homes and back to a little more normal semblance of life. So who wants to have a peek? Let me see what you got here, guys. And okay. Just like Katie. I don't know who that is. So what I like to do is take a look. I like to look at people I've never looked at before, is my preference. But we have Roma here. You're new. Great. I would like to take a look at you. Let me take a look at Roma's mom first. She wants me to take a look at her mom's kidneys, especially the right one, or anything around that area, as she had to go to the hospital. Oh, sorry to hear that. Kidneys. Yeah, kidneys has a lot to do with grief and also with sexual energy. So in Chinese medicine, the kidneys are about sexual energy. So let's take a peek and measure. So I like to measure the organs. So if you don't know, I'm not a doctor. I'm an energy expert. And so I don't profess to heal or cure anything, but I like to take a look at the energy around things and see if we can make it some adjustments, see if there's anything that wants to be adjusted around these things. So your mom's right kidney is at about 50% energetically. The left one, yeah, that's at 100%. So let's take a look at what is bringing this left kidney energy down. So she has some beliefs in her sixth chakra that relate to being powerful. What those are, I'm not quite sure, but we're going to clear that energy. And so I know your parents have been married a long time, and maybe sexual energy is not what it used to be. And so this can affect women, especially when you get a lot older. So we're just clearing some of those power beliefs in her powerless beliefs in that sixth chakra. Also, she's got some energy going on in her heart chakra. So let's see, out to that third layer. A lot of proving worth and value in the heart, carrying a lot of self-judgments. So we're going to clear that energy out. 5, 4, 3, 2. There's also a lot of anger in her heart. So maybe she's been really hard on herself, judging herself harshly, making herself wrong. So we'll just clear that. Kidney 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. So let's measure that right kidney now. That's at 100%. So if this is done on a regular basis, where you keep the vibration in that kidney high, then you allow the opportunity for the kidneys to heal themselves. So I did this with a bladder kidney issue myself. And so for me, it was a lot of old, repressed sexual energies. I had been sexually abused as a very young child from 2.5 to 5. And so as an adult, this became a chronic problem with bladder infections and eventually went into kidneys. I had to have kidney surgery. So I eventually decided to, when I learned how to do this, measuring the vibration of the bladder and the kidneys, and was able to keep the vibration of the bladder high. So I was taking the antibiotic and watched the numbers get higher and higher as the antibiotic cleared all of the bacteria. And then, as usual, it would come back in no time at all. But only this time I did something different. So this time I started to notice how the numbers started to decrease before there were even any symptoms. And so then as they got down even a little further, then I started noticing symptoms. So I started to work with it energetically, raise the vibration, raise the vibration. And it cleared that bladder infection so that I never had to take any more antibiotics. So this can be a really powerful way to help you heal your bodies. So let me know, keep me posted how your mom does with the bladder and her kidneys. And of course, I know, Roma, you can also keep track of that for your mom as well, but I can help you if you need to. Okay, great. Who else has a question? So just like Katie, I don't see a question, so you're welcome, Roma. So since you don't have a question, maybe you would just like me to take a peek at what's going on, what you're working on. Is that okay? Okay, so so you're working on some energy in your root. There's an energy there that's not allowing you to feel safe to step into your power. So that's number one. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Actually, now that I'm giving a little more attention to it, that energy at the root, the congestion extends all the way out to the 15th layer. So the 15th layer is where the 1%, this powerful influence on the planet, where they live in our energy field, way out of most people's awareness. So we're going to pull in this circle. There's a circle that radiates around your root. Excuse me. And we're going to pull that energy in at the root. And you also don't have a grounding cord. Excuse me. So we're first of all, we're going to get you grounded, because that's going to create a lot of anxiety, and there's no place for the energy that's stirring in your energy field. There's no place for the foreign energy to go. Like, it just kind of circulates around in your body, and you're probably feeling a lot of anxiety. So we're going to help you get grounded to the center of the earth so you can start releasing some of these energies. Okay, so we're doing that. And it would be helpful too if you let us know if what I'm saying is accurate. Like, I know what I'm saying is true, but other people here don't know that this is like a real thing that we're doing here. And so if you can give any input or feedback, it helps other people that are here. So we're pulling in all that anxiety that's living at the base of your spine there, that's causing you to feel not grounded, anxious, unstable, maybe worried about the future. Okay, so there's that. Okay, good. I was just checking money, because that's often something that a lot of people worry about. So your money vibration is actually pretty high, it's not at infinity, but it's at 250,000. And 765. But there's some energy at the throat that doesn't allow you maybe to have easy conversations around money. So maybe something is coming up around money where you can't quite have, you know, uh, conversations around it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just clear the energy at the throat so you can talk about money. And I don't know, maybe somebody owes you money and you have to go ask them to return it, or maybe you're borrowing money. It's hard to talk about these issues. Um, at the throat, we're gonna pull in that energy. So you're like biting your tongue. You're biting your tongue around this conversation around money. So we're just gonna pull that in at the throat. Hmm. And there's also, you're holding some judgments about this money in your heart. Like maybe you mismanaged money, or you're feeling like coulda, woulda, shoulda around money. And so you're kind of beating yourself up. So let's let go of those judgments in your heart so that you can create a better relationship with money. Because, like, when we're mad at money and we feel resentful towards money, money doesn't want to come around. It's kind of like a person. It's like a friend. If you're always angry at your friend and you're mad at them and you're feeling resentful, they're not reliable. Um, they don't show up consistently, and they don't seem to like really take care of you. Then, uh, if we have a bad relationship with our money, it's just not going to show up very often. So, or it's going to be slow in coming, or it's just not going to cooperate. So we're going to clear that energy at the heart. Um, you're mad at money. Okay. So we're pulling that energy in so we can create a better relationship with money, and then money will want to come around more often. Okay, great. 4. And then right at the solar plexus. So you're feeling powerless, stuck around money. Like maybe money was flowing, but like now it's not. And maybe you're blaming it on the situation on the planet. Um, but that's only part of the real issues. Okay, good. So we're just pulling in that energy at the solar plexus around money so that it can start to flow in your life. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. And then, so you've also stopped giving. So maybe because the money got stuck, like it doesn't feel like there's much to give. But you can give in other ways. You can give of your own personal value, like bringing value to other people. And, that can be a way of giving when you don't have money, to start that circle of reciprocity. Because reciprocity, which is giving and receiving, it starts with giving from the heart. But if you feel like you don't have much to give, then you might use that as an excuse. But there's ways that we can still give to start that circle, but it's going to be hard to do because this circle that's flowing through your arms is blocked. So we're going to clear that. And then if you hold your fingers together like this, then the energy can flow through the hands and through all of your fingers, which is another important part of your energy. So when it's coming into your left hand, which is currently blocked, that's going to stop the receiving. So, and everyone who's struggling with money can benefit from what I'm telling you right now. So receiving money is less about going out and working hard for that money, but it's more about creating a high vibration with money, becoming aligned with it, implementing plans and strategies. That's all part of the masculine energy. But then you have to allow yourself to receive. That can be the hard part, especially if your left arm is blocked. So we want that energy to come into your left hand and arm. So I'm helping you bring that receiving, which means allowing yourself to be vulnerable, which can be hard, and allowing that receiving to come up through your shoulder, down through the front and back of your heart. So then it's creating a circle of energy out the right arm, in the left, and it simultaneously passes through your heart and your throat. So you're having a hard time maybe asking for what you need. So we're just going to clear that at the throat. So it will also help create easier conversations around money. And then at that sixth chakra and the crown, through all of your rings. You have about 10 rings. So we have between 3 and 50. Okay, so that'll kind of help get things starting to move again. So I'm looking for your feedback now. Hopefully you provided something for me to read here. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Hey, Isabel. Yes, completely accurate. I have suffered with anxiety since I could remember. I'm a giver and don't like to ask. Yes. In the process of self-discovery and in the process of making a podcast. Well, that would be definitely challenging with your throat, right? With your voice. That being able to use your voice in a podcast to make a living, to make money. So this is all speaking to what we were talking about. You feel like a weight has been lifted. Great. You mean from what we just did? Has been hard. Okay, great. Well, good. Thank you for that feedback, because this is real stuff that we're doing here. And I love doing this because it's a much more accelerated way of you guys, all of you, being able to move through all of these energies, all of these blocks that are preventing you from manifesting the life that you desire. So it's not about the virus. It's not about the economy. It's not about any of this stuff outside here. Everything that we're manifesting is the result of what's going on in here. But most of you don't know how to change what's going on in here. And so this is why I come here twice a week on Tuesdays to answer your questions and to do a little specific energy clearing for any of you. So if you have a question, please post it. And yes, you're welcome. It says, I appreciate you helping with all the blocks. May you receive many blessings. Yes, I do. I feel very blessed, which is why I keep coming back and keep giving, because it works. Not that that's my motivation. I don't give to receive. I just love giving, and I'm fully blessed. So you're welcome. So keep coming back. And also, you might want to take advantage, if you haven't seen it yet, is the free 20-minute meditation, which there is a part towards the end that includes clearing the money space. So it's a practice that I do every day. All my clients do every day. My $1 million clients, all my clients do this. So it doesn't discriminate, and it works, and it's an easy practice. So if you just listen to this meditation every day, it'll help you clear these blocks, and you can keep making some progress. And of course, if you'd like to go further than that, of course, I'm available for that. Katie, I'm having a hard time due to a noisy neighbor. Peace, no peace, day and night. Wow. You're welcome, Katie. That's the other Katie. Okay, noisy neighbor. Wow. Like, why would you be manifesting a noisy neighbor? Does it piss you off? Maybe it's a manifestation of your anger, your lack of peace. Let's check it out, Katie. Let's see. The anger's only at 50%. However, your martyr is at 100%. And so the martyr is that part of us that makes everything hard. Everything is a struggle. We're last on the list. Everybody else comes first. So let's clear those two things, your martyr, that hardworking martyr, and this 50% of anger. So let's see where the martyr is. And by the way, a lot of you are using those two energies as your motivator and as your way to get things done, using anger or martyr energy. But the truth is, that's not your real power. That's not your true, authentic power, which comes from your solar plexus. So, martyr. So, the first place that we're going to find this martyr energy is right here in your sixth chakra. And we're going to go out to that third layer and we're going to just pull in these beliefs that, yeah, you do have to work hard. You have to push and force, and everybody's suffering. So I guess that's just the way it is. That's the belief. That's not true. It's actually a lie. But if you believe it, that's what you'll create. So let's clear that belief out of that sixth chakra. We're just going to send it down your grounding cord. Okay, great. And then the other place where this martyr energy is in the heart. So that's that part that makes you feel wrong and bad, and it tries to motivate you by cracking the whip and making you feel bad as a way to motivate you. It goes all the way out to the 15th layer. That's that 1% energy. That energy that wants to make everything difficult. That 1% energy wants, they love martyr energy. They love it when people are struggling and suffering. So we're going to pull this 1% energy out of the heart. We're going to pull it up through that central core so we can send it off planet, which is where it really should be. Okay, great. Let's see. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then at the root, out to that third layer. So that's where it's not going to feel safe to really step into your power. And so it makes me wonder, like, if you've stepped into your power, and especially the power of your voice, to go over and have a calm conversation with the person. Now, maybe it'll be easier after this to have a calm conversation with the person. Maybe they don't know they're being noisy. That's a possibility. Or maybe you can make some sort of agreement that they will not be noisy after a certain time, or just to be more aware, more conscious about how they're affecting people around them. But it's going to be hard for the person to hear you if you're angry. Like, nobody wants to hear someone who's just like barking at them and telling them what an idiot they are and how unconscious they are or whatever. But if you can share, how this is affecting you, and how it's affecting you and negatively impacting you, maybe they might be more receptive. And then again, maybe you're being more sensitive because you have all these other energies in your energy field that feel like everything's hard. So let's measure the martyr now. So we cleared all these energies. So now the martyr is at 15%. So we brought it all the way down to 15%. Let's see where that last little bit is. 7, 6, 5. Right at the solar plexus. So at the solar plexus, he looks, okay, so she's saying the landlords told them for 6 months to turn down his volume. He looks crazy. I don't want to go to his door. Okay, I don't blame you. Well, so potentially it's time to move on. I mean, like, we can either stay and suffer and struggle, or we can change our environment. Like, we're basically in control of our world, right? We can stay, or we can make all these reasons about why we have to stay and suffer. It's, it's your choice what you want to do, where you want to go. And there's a million possibilities. If you hold the intention of what you desire and you become aligned with that, then so let me measure a couple things for you after I clear this martyr. So in 7, 6, 5, that solar plexus, we'll clear that. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now your martyr is at 0. And the anger is dropped down to 15%, and we weren't even really working on that, but the two are connected. So a little bit of anger still left in the heart. This is where you're kind of beating yourself up, making yourself wrong. Like, I don't know, why do I'm staying here? Why can't I just go and find a different place and leave? So out to that third layer. So maybe as part of this martyr energy, so right now there's this energy of proving your worth and value. So maybe you don't believe you're worthy of something better than what you already have. And so that's not true, unless you believe it. Okay, so now the anger is at 0. So here's one thing that I want to do for you is measure like what the resonance of the place that you're living at. Is it, are you aligned with this place, or does it have a low vibration? 300, 400. So it's vibrating at 500. And there's really nothing in your energy field that would shift that to make that higher. So that means that just the place that you're living at doesn't have the highest vibration. So that would cause me, if it were me, to think of finding something more aligned that has a higher vibration. That like you're not in prison, right? You are free to find a different place. Maybe it will be work. Maybe it will be you might need to come up with some additional money. Maybe you'll have to borrow money. Who knows? Like whatever it is, it's up to you whether or not you want to keep living in a place that's not in a high vibration, that's not really supporting you in the place that you want to be. So I just wanted to say that you've been hesitating, planning to move because the apartment is nice. The views are gorgeous. I'm on the top floor. Yes, and then isn't that it's lovely that it's in some ways it's great, right? But in other ways not so great. So, it's up to you whether or not the views are worth the noisy neighbor. That's up to you. But this is one way that you can navigate your world. Like when you decide to go to a new place, this can be measured. Is it in a high vibration? Are you aligned with this place? So this is just one of the ways that I help clients decide things, whether it's moving, whether it's, the name of a business, the name of a book, who to hire, even partnerships. It's endless, the things that you can measure. So thanks for participating, Katie. I hope that answered your question. And hopefully it will be nice to see if you move. That'd be great. All right. Anybody else have some questions? Let me go over here to Facebook. Sorry. Didn't mean to neglect you. The backdrop is beautiful, right? It's zen. It's so zen here. I'm here in Sonoma. I take a look at my agoraphobia. So I like to look at people I haven't talked to before. So Delphine Gomez, she's heartbroken. So, okay, so that not much information, but let's see what we have. I don't really need much information because it's not about the story that you tell me. It's about the energy that I'm noticing. So, Delphine, so this person that you feel heartbroken by is still corded to your heart and your root. So let's pull them out, because they're like pulling that guilt string right at your heart and making you feel bad about yourself. So let's pull that out so you don't have to be the effect of this energetic connection. Okay, good. We're going to just pull that right out of there and send that energy back to them. And then at the root, we're also going to remove their energy at that root chakra so that you can start feeling a little more stable, because right now you're also not grounded. So let's get you grounded as well. So then you won't feel so anxious, and all this energy won't be stirring about, creating a lot of havoc in your energy field. Okay, great. So here's an important thing to know about broken hearts and love, etc. is relationships are really, there's a new paradigm emerging where we are taking more responsibility for everything we're creating, right? And when someone shows up in our life, it should be less about, well, let me back up. There's an old paradigm that's on the planet that tells us that in order for us to feel loved, we have to go out and find someone to love us. And until we find that person, we will feel empty and hollow and unlovable until we find that person, and then we'll feel love. So that's bass backwards. And love is actually something that is self-generated in our hearts. And then when we do find a partner, that partner is really meant to reflect back to us what we've been sending out. So if a relationship has ended, while it may be really painful and hard, it may also be the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Like maybe he is just not aligned for you. And then that makes it more possible for you to attract someone who is aligned to you, who shares your interests, and who also comes to the table full. When two people come to the table half full, empty, with a bunch of holes, they're going to come together and show in that mirror all the places where they feel broken or lost, and they want that other person to fill the gaps and make them whole. And that never works. That never works, because that's not how it's really meant to be. That's not how relationships are meant to be. So in this heart, there's an energy where you've been trying to prove your worth and value. And so because of this breakup, you're feeling like less than. So all of the energies in here that are wanting to come out are the energies of, I'm not enough, like I'm not good enough, otherwise this wouldn't have happened, or I'm not lovable. So these are the fears that are coming up and out as a result of this. So we're going to clear this proving energy out of your heart, because the reality is there's nothing to prove. You are already lovable. Like, you may not feel it right now because of these judgments that are in your space, but now there's an opportunity for you to release these judgments. You are not the judgments of this other person. You are not the judgments of your parents that put those all there from a very young age, of making you feel unlovable or not enough or unworthy, unless you worked really hard and proved that you deserve somebody's love. So we're just going to clear that energy out of the heart so that you can start self-generating some love, knowing that you are lovable already, you are enough already, and there's nothing to prove. And then when you start filling yourself back up and not relying on this outer person to make you feel whole, then from there, that's when you start to go out into the world to find a partner, because I don't believe we're meant to be live alone and live isolated. We need partnership, some more than others, but I believe we're meant to be in partnership. Okay, so that heart definitely cleared a lot out of that. 765. And I didn't check before, but now your heart's 100% open. So if you have any feedback, if you feel any different, that would be really helpful. Okay. All right. So, Delphine, it would be good to get some feedback about that. Um, Darren, this is a question you asked in the past and somehow I missed it, but we'll answer your question now. So, I think this is actually Lila, um, aka Darren. Why would past boyfriend continue to court to me? He has his own life and is in a new relationship. I'm sure he doesn't even think about me anymore. You have removed his cord before and then it comes back. Why is that? Well, let's see if it actually did come back. So he's not courting to you. So I'm not sure why you think that he's courting to you. So maybe you could let me know that. So he's not courted to you. He actually has moved on, and but I think what you might be feeling is some residual energy from the breakup of that past relationship. So let's see what's getting stirred up in you that makes you keep thinking that he's back, he's courting to me, and I'm feeling something that's causing you to think that. So in your heart, it's the same energy that we were working with this other gal, and there's this energy of proving your worth and value, and that energy of, excuse me, not feeling enough. So we're just going to pull that judgment out of your heart and send that down the grounding. 765, 4. And then in the second chakra, there's some anger and rage. So maybe that's why you were feeling that he was connected to you, because you feel this judgment in your heart and then you feel this angry energy. But it's not his, actually. So these are some residual energies that you actually need to clear. So in that second chakra, let's clear that anger, goes out to that third layer, and this is going to affect your creations, what you create with all this angry energy in your second chakra. You're going to end up creating more things to be angry about. So let's clear that energy. Okay, so you said you told me on another occasion that he was, after you had removed the cord. So, but he's not now. So what was said in the past is actually irrelevant because we're working in present time. So right now he's not corded, and you're able to clear some of these other energies that are coming up. So this anger in that second chakra, great. So now your anger is at 0, and he's not corded, and your heart, it's only 50% open. Let's open that all the way before we move on to someone else. So if you have a question, please post it if there's something you want me to look at. Heart. 1. So down in your root chakra, so that's interesting, right? That in the root chakra is causing your heart to close. Out to that third layer. So this is where it doesn't feel safe to step into your power. Maybe it feels a little vulnerable to step into your heart and open it all the way. So let's pull that in all the way into the core of that root and just send that anger down the grounding. And anything that's not allowing yourself to be in that vulnerable, open-hearted space. Okay, good. So now your heart's open 100%. Maybe you can let us know if that feels any different. And thanks for asking. Okay, so, oh, great, thanks. Love my scarf. Isn't this awesome? It's reversible. The ladies love this, sorry. All you guys. Ladies love this. It's reversible. I love this thing. It's, I think it's Peruvian, but it's really, I love it. Thank you. Why does the moon attract and excite you so much? Good question. I love the moon as well. See, the moon is an amplifier. It's going to amplify our feminine energies. So the moon is a feminine energy, and when we're in the fullness of our moon, the full moon, we're in the fullness of everything. Everything feels fuller. So maybe we'll feel more in the fullness of our feminine energy, of our sensuality, of our love, of our radiance. And so you probably are being more attracted to more of your own inner self-love and worthiness, is what I'm guessing. How does that sound? You're welcome, Layla. Layla. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Adriana, you were loaded this morning. I have no idea what that means. I don't think it means alcohol. Maybe the full moon. So, yes, I think, well, the full moon, it wasn't quite full last night, but I think it is going to be tonight is the full moon, is the full moon. So this is really a perfect time when you follow the cycles of the moon, is to pay attention on the full moon to what you're reaping. What is full in your life? What is working in your life? What are you abundant with in your life now that the full moon has shown up? And if you're looking around and going, yikes, there's nothing good or full or good, pleasant about what's going on around me, then you might consider what you were planting 2 weeks ago. So on the new moon is when we plant our seeds of intention, and then we see what we reap on the full moon. And then if we don't like quite what we're reaping, what we're benefiting from, then we make adjustments. And then we have 2 more weeks to start to continue to clear. I like feeling into the fullness of the full moon for that. There's a 3-day window before and after where you can really feel into the energies of that full moon. And then it's time, if you're working with the energies of the moon, which I highly suggest, is after that, then it's time to start clearing away anything that wasn't aligned with you really being able to be in the fullness of your manifestations. So as you're clearing those energies, then you have until that 3-day window before the next new moon, where you're going to start planting your seeds. Like, how do you want to manifest? What are your intentions? How clear are you? Are you being specific enough? And at the same time, being open to endless possibilities, like this and more, and this and endless possibilities and infinite possibilities. Because, we as humans, we think so small that when the universe creates for us, we go, wow, I had no idea that was even possible. So that's what's great about working with the moon. So thanks for bringing that up about the moon. I love the moon. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Hang on, Janice. I'll take a peek at you if there's no one else that has a question. I'm trying to get some new people that have not been here. Miss Xylea, I started a business and now I want my business to start generating income so that I can be self-employed. What's my vibration to be self-employed? Okay, good. Let's measure this. We have 10% left on my computer. Okay, good. So you being self-employed vibrates at 100, 150. It's not quite at infinity. It's at about 250,000. But I think that there's something in you that can be cleared to bring that all the way up. So let's see what's in the way of you really being aligned with this desire. Let's go to your root chakra, out to that third layer. And there's this worry, there's this anxiety, there's this fear of failure. And there's a fear of not being able to do enough to make it successful. So yes, we have to create plans and strategies to make a business successful. Yes, that is true. But most of us are stuck on this belief that that's entirely how we make a business work, by how hard we work. And so this is where a lot of you are missing the most important part of really stepping into your authentic and full power, is implementing the masculine part to create the structures and the plans and the strategies, all important. But then do you allow enough room? Do you step back enough from your business to allow it to breathe? Or are you just smothering it by working, pushing, chasing, forcing, and you don't allow it to breathe? But when you can step back far enough and you allow the energies of the feminine to attract and pull to you the clients that are meant to work with you, the opportunities, things can start to flow from there. But most of you are so much in that outward energy of trying to force and make things to happen that you're not allowing the feminine flow to magnetize things to you. So that's part of this fear of stepping into your powers. You're afraid you can't do enough, which is true. Like that enough thing is when we're stuck in not enough, then we end up with not enough clients, not enough money, not enough lots of things. And it's a lie that we're not enough. We are more than enough. We're like the trees. If you could see this tree, well, you could see a little bit of this tree. It's huge. This tree is so abundant. And it's a great place to do this video because I just feel the abundance of this huge tree. I love trees. So here's another thing that I want to do for you, Xylea, is to put up an avatar for your business so that your business is grounded and it's got that earth energy coming up through the legs, but it has that same worry circle for your business avatar. So pull that in. And then as you bring pure source down through the crown of your business, it stops right at the crown of this avatar. So when you step into this space, the business doesn't have permission to create, to do its thing. So it's feeling powerless to give itself permission. So let's clear that energy at the crown of your business avatar. 7, 6, 5. And then right at the heart of your business avatar, there's more of that proving energy, proving your worth, proving your value, proving that you're smart enough to do this thing, it's like you're trying to prove something, and there's really nothing to prove. If you know what you're doing, you just do it. And you watch things grow. You plant seeds, you watch them grow. Okay, great. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. And then as we bring that 50-50 mixture up the front, 7, 6, 5, so it gets stuck at that heart again, out to that third layer. So that's kind of like your lesson in this business. Because a business is an opportunity for us to continue to see the places where we want to grow and expand. And so in your business, this is one of the things that's going to keep showing up, is, are you worthy enough? Are you deserving enough? Okay, so as we bring that up through the heart, throat, 6 crown rings, aura, the third layer, you want to clear more of that effort out of there. Okay, good. And then the 15th layer, we're going to start at the bottom and clear that out. So that 1% is not in your business space, because they want you to work hard. They love it when you do that. Okay, and then your circle of reciprocity. So see if that won't make a difference. Keep us posted on what's going on. And hopefully that will help. We'll take one more peek. Facebook has 5% left, so let's see. Janice wants me to take a look at her son's anxiety and agoraphobia. Okay, so your son is grounded, and he's also a very big empath, so he feels a lot of what's going on. He also has a lot of worry and anxiety that he's holding around his root chakra. So we're going to help him release that. And, oops, hang on. Itch on my foot, sorry. There's also, there's a way that you're energetically connecting to him that also creates more anxiety. So I'm going to help you disconnect to how you're courting to him. So right now, you're courting to his crown. And as I recall, I think he's a teenager, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a stage, an age in a young man's life where they're trying to gain some independence from, as they step away from their parents. And but you're, still wanting to control him. So you come into his crown, and then you come down into his heart, and then you spread out to the third layer. So this is going to create a lot of anxiety for him, because it's going to cause him to feel like he can never do it right, or he can never do enough. So let's pull this energy out of his heart, and this will help him to feel less anxious. And so as we pull this energy up out of the heart, we're just going to pull that up through his central core and then out the crown, so that this energy can go back to you. Okay, great. And so this might be kind of a challenge for you to let go of this control. Like you've probably been controlling him a lot growing up, and so now he's trying to create some independence. And but you're going to have to decide how you can start treating him more like an adult, and teaching him how to be an adult, and not berating him for acting like a child still. 7, 6, 5, 4. You're also corded at his solar plexus, so let's pull you out of there. That's going to create a lot of power struggles. So I'm going to pull that out of there. Okay, great. Okay, good. So now his energy is like maybe he can breathe a little easier, and then let's see if he's courting to you. He's not. So this might be new news to you that you're influencing him in this way, um, and it probably will be a challenge for you to, since I've raised two children already, and through their teenage years, I know how challenging it can be to allow these young people that have been given to us to nurture and foster, as opposed to, we don't own them. We're not here to control them. We're here to nurture and support them on their life lessons, and that can be sometimes a challenge if we're used to controlling everything. So give him a little more space and breathing room, so that he can make some choices and he can be responsible for the consequences of his choices. This is how we learn. And I know as parents we try to avoid and prevent children from learning in those hard ways, but that's often how you learn the best lessons. So I would say some of the hardest things that I've had to endure was watching my children make horrible mistakes and make really bad choices. But this is how they learn, and this is how they grow. And so I have two independent children who take care of themselves now, great, and they're on their own and happy lives. So it's a big challenge, one of the biggest challenges for parents. Well, if Facebook dies here, got 1%. I'm going to conclude. We're at an hour here. So I want to thank all of you for joining. Keep an eye out for my book, which is going to be published very soon. And we are going to try and do a one day where it's available for $1. So keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't been doing the 20-minute meditation, be sure to sign up for that. It's a great way to practice and keep on top of all of these energies so that you can start to attract a different life because you're vibrating differently in here. All right, I'll see you Friday for Friday's inspiration. We'll see what I got cooking up for Friday. And until then, keep asking my favorite question. How? How does it get any better than this? And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. Sending much love. Namaste.